85% of people prefer text over email and phone calls because they want to engage in a conversation. All text messaging is not equal. Customers respond to people, not bots. Be more like people and start having conversations that end in conversions. Use Scipio.
Is this your first podcast you've been
This
on?
is my very first podcast. However, I was a radio DJ for KPGR 88.1 FM. I had the Wednesday 3 o'clock show.
What kind of music was it?
It was bad music. It was
Bad.
Like top 40? Like
mixed top 40 and then like high schoolers who have really strong opinions about music playing their music. So just the worst possible combination.
This sounds like my dream. I think I would have loved this.
there was this radio station in Seattle where I'm from called 89.5. It was like the electronic station. And I was raised on it. And it's like when I go home, I turn to 89.5 and it's just like techno. And I'm like, this is so great. I love it. Yeah. And the weirdest thing about it is that it was like this nonprofit or whatever. And 6 days a week, it was just all electronic, all hours of the day.
And then one day of the week.
And then Sunday, it was like gospel music. It was the weirdest. It was like Christian rock. It was so bizarre.
You know what's going to be the saddest day of your life? Is one of these days you're going to go home to Seattle. You're going to tune to that station. It's going to be like the Spanish station. And you're like, oh my. No. Electronica.
89.5.
I thought you were going to say like how NPR has like where they just dedicate a week to like just trying
give us money. Should we do that on this podcast?
They did that actually.
Oh geez.
And it was the worst. That was like, oh no, not donation. It was like Wikipedia. We're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
We shouldn't stoop to that.
Well, here's the thing is that we could hate on them, but like actually
that's true.
Also, we have a Patreon. Like
we have a Patreon, really chip in a buck. Pretty soon we're gonna have some merch though.
Yeah.
I had a discussion with somebody today about like kind of the philosophy of like running ads as like a way to make money as opposed to like putting on good merch and having your listeners like donate that way. And it's interesting, like I never really thought about that dynamic before.
Yeah.
So that's something that we'll have to think about.
Noodle on.
Yeah.
I mean, if we could have a 5-star apparel brand, I would love to do that versus.
Yeah.
I mean,
whatever.
With some of the good idea, bad ideas, you could always just reach out and be like, hey, I'm talking about.
We've talked about that. The thing is, though, so we bash on 99% of good idea, bad ideas.
That's true.
So
just got to sprinkle in a purposeful.
There's going to come a threshold. We're growing pretty organically. Like we will hit a certain listener threshold where we can be like, hey, we have X amount of listeners and you are on our next episode. Like we would love it if you sent a demo copy so we could speak more, whatever, confidently about it.
Or just give us a referral code.
Yeah, just something cheap.
Right? Like something where it's like, and if somebody buys it, like goes a kickback.
Yeah.
That's all.
Just a little.
Whatever.
A little sprinkle.
Should we do a podcast?
I think it's time to do a podcast.
Excellent.
Stop that. Let's start that one over again.
Scott.
Crank that up. Normally I'm on the road.
I know. I just wanted to try it for once, okay?
You're a thief and a liar.
I only lied about being a thief.
Steal.
Lie.
We're gonna steal the ship.
Commandant.
An idea that is fully formed, fully understood, that sticks.
Well, someone like you would just steal.
Ideas are bulletproof.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. Steal this idea.
Hello again, thieves.
We're back.
We are back. And you might think, oh, they just had a guest on last week. Surely they wouldn't have a guest 2 weeks back to back.
Here we are.
Not so.
We love guests.
Yes.
Welcome, Bert.
I am the guest.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, thieves. Oh, I've always wanted to say that. I'm so excited.
We love it.
Bert's a true thief.
I'm a true thief. Arrested 2 times. Apparently there's a warrant out for my arrest. Just kidding. That's not true. Yeah. No, I know Andre and Scott a little bit.
We worked together before. Correct. You two still work together.
Currently working together.
Correct.
Different sides of the building.
Yeah, exactly.
You know the question I'm about to ask, which is, you're a listener of the show. Mm-hmm. Is there an idea that you've listened to thus far that has stuck with you? Is like, I think that's the best one so far.
Okay, so I'm going to
me versus Scott.
I'm gonna have a hot take here. You guys ready?
They're all bad.
This is probably the hottest take that a guest has had. Otto, the cat one.
Oh, here we go. Andre has a plant.
What? I know. So I did. I want to be completely transparent. I did warn Bert and say, you should come with your best idea in mind, because often we put guests on the spot and they're like, I don't know. So I said, think about it. Think, what is your favorite idea? I did not say pick one of mine. Did I, Bert?
You did not.
Do you have a cat?
Did not. I was raised with cats.
Yeah.
So
you get it.
I get it.
Yeah.
So for listeners that have thrown that idea that's like a year old at this point away, and I want to talk about this more because Scott and I were going through old episodes and we were thinking, like, actually there are a lot of old good ideas. Otto was an idea I had for an automated Juicero-esque cat feeder where they ship you pouches of wet cat food, and Otto would automatically dispense cat food.
So, and as the cat owner, not me, but as Andre is very confident, most cat owners know this, that there isn't really a good way to remotely feed your cat
Wet food.
Yes. It's lots of solutions for getting dry food out, but wet food, hard to...
Doesn't exist. And that pet owners would scramble for like a high nutrient pouch that you could buy that gets shipped to you on auto ship. And instead of lugging 15 cans up your stairs, it's like one pouch, you slide it in, auto dispense.
And I made the mistake of thinking that Fancy Feast was top shelf cat food.
Good cat food.
Because it's called Fancy Feast. I don't know if you know that.
It's like 30 cents a can. It's literally crap.
It's like Applebee's.
Exactly.
Really fancy.
It's the Applebee's of cat food.
It is food, technically.
It's better than McDonald's.
Otto. That's cool.
Otto.
I mean, of course I'm biased. I had a couple cats growing up, but I was never the one who I was the youngest. I had no responsibility.
Of course not.
So that's great.
Yeah.
Well, Bert, we're excited to have you. Bert is going to bring the big idea.
Yep.
He has a lot of
He
ideas.
has an
actually.
idea gauntlet.
Also,
Just the idea gauntlet for the big idea.
for the big idea.
Yep.
Great. Even better.
A little hybrid, if that's calling audible here.
All the better.
Love it.
We're used to doing audibles here on
Yes,
this.
that is kind
Still
of our
City.
thing. What I wanted to ask was, what was the other idea that you and I were chatting about?
Next serve.
Next serve. So I had an idea. This was another really good idea.
That's
I
a
had.
good idea.
I don't get enough credit for having good ideas on this podcast. Another idea that I had that would be like basically apartment communities selling services to each other. You have somebody in your building that wants to do your laundry.
Yeah.
You
So,
get on this app. They do your laundry for you.
so you basically, you have a closed knit. They would have like temporary access to your house to, feed your cat or take your garbage out or do your laundry or fix a light or whatever you need. And it'd be like cheaper. It'd be like $1, $2, $3.
Because they live like really close to you.
Yeah, but like you just don't have the capacity to do it or whatever.
Totally. That was a really good idea too.
I think what we should do is, I know some podcasts do this of like a kind of a greatest hits type thing, but like do a kind of a retread of some of our old ideas. Because I know that there are 2 podcasts that I listen to exclusively every week, and I have not listened to their first 50 to 100 episodes because it's just like too old.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hear that idea. I think that's a great idea as well. I didn't listen to that episode, admittedly.
I mean, even great listeners haven't listened to every episode.
Yeah.
But we want to give them those ideas.
Well,
Anyway,
I think it's
that's
time.
a great idea.
That's
Good
a
idea. That's a good
That's
idea.
a great idea. Thieves, I think you know what it's time for. Good idea, bad idea. Oh, jeez.
you don't like
Andre.
that one? Why can't this be the good idea, bad idea?
This is our cold intro music. Andres, there it is. We got a good one. And we got a couple bad ones. It's a good idea. Right?
I shouldn't use the road anymore.
No.
It should only be you.
It should be me. But I was late here, so.
Oh, I know. Anyway, good idea, bad idea. Bert, do you want to start?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so like most good idea, bad ideas, this was via Instagram, right? This is called the Hero Sweater from Quick Flip Apparel.
I am, the name alone, I'm intrigued.
You're intrigued. So
I'm heroic.
you don't necessarily immediately get an idea of what this is when you look at it. It just kind of looks like another hoodie.
Yeah,
right?
the website's kind of useless.
It doesn't do a great job of actually pointing out the selling point of this hoodie, which the selling point of the hoodie is it solves the problem of, well, it's going to be 50 degrees in the morning, but then 70 degrees by afternoon.
I mean, that's where we're at right now.
Right.
Yeah,
We are in
that's
this
every
weather.
day
Exactly.
right now.
And what do you do with the sweater? You want to wear a sweater when you first leave, but then it's 70 degrees out. No one wants to wear a sweater. You have back sweat and all sorts of other, unfortunately, things that happen. So it looks like it solves the problem. You can flip it up like inside out and it becomes a backpack.
Yeah, like one of those little
One of
drawstring.
those drawstring backpacks.
This happened to me like 2 days ago. I walked out and I started weeding in my house, and I took my sweatshirt off and I put it on my car because I was like, I'm hot.
Yeah.
And then I left it there for like the whole day. Yeah. And I was like, oh shoot, my freaking hoodie is on my. Anyway.
Yeah, because
So-
where do you put the hoodie?
Can it actually hold stuff when it's in
Yeah,
backpack
this
mode?
would be my concern. Is like, what is the?
What would be dope is if it could just hold like a water bottle. It doesn't have to hold like
Like
when it's in backpack mode.
So I watched the video on it
Yeah.
because there's a Shark Tank on this,
Yeah.
and like you can put like backpack, lunch, all sorts of stuff in there, products that you
I like that as like a
purchase.
gym hoodie, right? That it's like you throw your empty water bottle in there.
Oh
you throw
man,
your
as a
protein
gym
bar,
hoodie, that I actually
kind of
really
legendary,
like that.
right? It's an interesting idea, and I'm in the same boat of like I can only ever wear a jacket for like 15 minutes before I want to take it off.
Yeah, quick flip.
And then what do you do with it? Not everyone can pull off.
Well,
the,
if
like,
you're
tie
me,
around
you
the
leave
waist.
it somewhere. You just like
My problem that I found with hoodies is that, and this might be just because I buy them often at H&M, which is like kind of the IKEA of
crap. Yeah.
Is that I'll get it and it'll be really comfortable and fit perfectly, and I'll wash it one time, and then it's just like, and I have like a little bit longer torso, and so like sometimes things like that just like aren't really crafted for me. So that would be my only worry is something like this. Like I don't really know how this feels. Is it a cheapy, kind of thin, or is it like too stiff? Like that would be my only worry.
And honestly,
What's the
it
price
kind of
point
feels like
here?
it should be more than $55
You think so?
for it to be good.
Sure.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I also am concerned about that price point.
Like a $90 hoodie is a good hoodie. A
Yeah.
$55 hoodie is a regular hoodie.
It's true.
Let alone a convertible
Yeah.
backpack.
I can
hoodie.
kind of see it being crap, actually.
That's my number one fear is like I get this and it's like, yeah, it's nice, but I never want to wear it because it's stiff and it's crunchy and it's like,
Crunchy.
crunchy.
It's a crunchy hoodie.
We've all experienced
You know
the
what that
crunchy
is.
You
hoodie.
know what a crunchy hoodie
you know
is
what a
like.
crunchy hoodie is.
Oh.
Steer clear of them crunchy hoodies.
One of the things that I would want with this is not like I want the backpack modularness, but with any hoodie. Like I would love if this had like the backpack part that was like transferable to.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
What if
Because
you
I don't want to
could
buy. Like I don't want to get all new hoodies.
If you could like somehow not sew it,
like
but
add a clip
clip
or
it in,
something,
yeah, and then
something
it
that
just
could make any hoodie a backpack?
that's a good idea.
That's a good idea.
If you could sell something that was $15 or $20 and it's like convert any hoodie that you like your hoodie that you love, because people are like, I got my hoodie, it's mine, it's
Yeah.
and then it could turn into one of those backpack travel things.
There's an idea.
There's an idea.
Which I think you could. I mean, I'm not smart enough to think of it on the spot, but I think that there is some system of like clips that you could attach to any hoodie to make it sling over your back and hold like a pouch.
Yeah, I think you could even reverse engineer one of these.
Yeah, you buy one of
Right.
these, you check it out, you see how they did it, and you're like, how could I 3D print a couple of clips to prototype it?
Yeah, somebody should steal that or do some investigative research.
I'm sure it can be done.
Yeah.
I'm positive. It might not be as good, like it might not be carry as much or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think it could be cool.
All right, Andrew, what do you got for us here?
Let's do time slippers first. Timeslippers.com. You're probably thinking, time slippers, like that sounds fun.
Is that going to send me back in time?
But what time slippers is they're essentially really relevant for this like quarantine environment we're in right now. They are slippers that look like shoes. They're essentially, picture if you were like a degenerate and always willing to step down the back of your shoes, like to break the back. This is basically what they are. Look like shoes, but the little back heel goes down so you can wear them like slippers.
You know what's funny is, so when you explain this idea, if you were to give this website to anybody and you'd say, tell me what this is, everybody would say exactly what you said, which is like, it's slippers that look like shoes.
Yeah.
But you will not find that verbiage anywhere on this website.
No.
High performance relaxation is what they call it, which is like the most cheesy marketing bullcrap. Just like call it what it is.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't use my words. Like, that's a great value. That doesn't sound bad. That doesn't sound not luxurious.
High performance relaxation it almost moves it into a different camp of like, was this too expensive for what I need? Like,
Yeah. Are these for the gym? Are these like for athletes?
exactly.
No, these are literally slippers.
It almost sounds like a contradiction too. Like I think of high performance. I don't couple that with relaxation.
That's the opposite of slippers.
And if there is,
Slippers are not high
they're
performance.
not.
Yeah.
I'd expect low performance.
Because I will say this,
Relaxation.
I like this idea, like that value prop of like, I want some slippers that's like I'm wearing slippers right now, literally
Yeah.
right now I'm wearing slippers.
Scott is the only person I know that, I mean, you're the only person I ever interact with these days, but also you wear slippers more than I do.
Oh yeah. I probably wear slippers of the bell curve. I'm definitely
Yeah.
towards the top there.
Yeah.
And I wear them probably too often where I'm like, oh, I got to run. I got to go to Costco and just put my slippers on, you know, like in situations people are like, I probably shouldn't wear slippers there. I'm like, yeah, I'll get away with it.
Yeah.
And I would love something that was like just as easy to put on, but like kind of faked it a little bit. I was really into, I remember several years ago, they have these dress pants that are sweats, but they look like dress pants.
Yeah.
And that to me, I was like, this is great. But they were like $100. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm poor. I can't afford these. But this speaks to me
Yeah.
on a certain level. I don't love the style of,
I think that they're not as attractive as I would like for them to be.
yeah. They're not bad looking by any regards.
No, but they're not great looking shoes.
Like with the palette of shoes that I like, you go to any shoe store and there's like so many styles to choose from.
Yeah.
It just seems like they could have maybe done a couple styles.
A couple things differently. I'm really into the idea of like I'm mulling around the house doing my Saturday chores, whatever, and I decide I need a Bang energy drink. So I like pull the backs out of my slippers and now they're shoes. Like there's almost something too cool to me about that,
You're not wrong.
which is why I bought a pair.
Oh,
So really hard because the styles I
you
like,
just experienced
a live buy.
a live buy on the podcast.
I will say, like, I say this every single time I buy something. Shopify. If you don't have a Shopify e-commerce store, what are you even doing?
What are you
Because
even
it's so freaking easy to buy. But what I like is they have my size. It's super easy to buy. Takes 5 seconds to enter my information in Shopify. What I do not like, and we talked about this also, is the 2 styles I like the most are sold out.
The gray one.
But there's like nothing I can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, is that second gray one? That's probably the one I would get.
Yeah, me too.
Exactly.
See, that's what I'm saying is like I don't need like these like freaking high top ones. I'm like I don't know. I don't know who this-
$190 leather high top slippers.
Which, how does that work?
I guess that's for like just basketball players, I guess, who like wearing high tops. But
Or people who don't have heels. who
yeah,
Just like,
to
I
me,
did the black and white pair.
to me, give me what Allbirds does, which is just like that second gray shoe in 4 colors.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be more complicated than that. And yeah, I could do it for a little bit less, but
yeah, the price point's a little high for me.
The price point is high. Like I can't, because I basically have paid what I would typically pay for a pair of shoes that I actually know, like Nike or something,
like a nice pair of shoes.
or time slippers, which I do not know.
time slippers.
So that's time slippers. I will definitely come back to the podcast with a product recap.
Again, another idea to steal. I absolutely think you could undercut time slippers. That is the very straightforward, blunt version of this, which is like slippers that look like shoes.
Totally.
And you call them slip shoes, and they are $40, and they have 3 colors.
Totally.
Because these are not that expensive. Like
No.
these are absolutely marked up.
Oh, hugely. Like picture you go to Target and there's like the $20 shoe section.
Yeah,
Give me one of those.
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
give me the cheap. Yeah, give me It doesn't have to be high performance luxury.
all right, that's time slippers. I'll come back to the podcast with an update.
All right,
Neat.
you have do you have a shoe in here too, Bert?
I do.
It's a shoe cast.
It's a
I got my shoe cast.
I've seen this ad.
yes.
My hell. So these are the ugliest effing shoes I've ever seen.
I take personal offense to that because I did buy a pair.
Oh,
What?
Not live on the
Why?
Not live
Not
on the
live.
podcast.
I was
Hold on. So just to get listeners caught up, this is indestructibleshoes.com. Indestructible, like cannot be destroyed. Shoes, like things you put on your feet. And Bert has linked what I personally evaluate as the ugliest effing pair of shoes I've ever seen.
They're pretty ugly.
To be fair, I was at a time in my life when I didn't have great taste. So
So it says the all-in-one solution to work shoes that provide a blend of comfort, style, and protection. They're built with military-grade Kevlar. So you literally you could shoot yourself in the foot and survive.
Is that what it says, or are you just saying that?
No, I read that. Well, military-grade Kevlar, which I think is bulletproof, right?
Great, yeah.
That's the idea. Bert, have you shot yourself in the foot?
I've not shot myself in the foot.
What made you buy them?
I'm going to repeat my earlier statement. It was at a time in my life when I didn't have great taste.
What were you doing, though, that necessitated?
Oh, it was Instagram. It was like the 20th time I saw the ad on Instagram, and I think it was like 2 in the morning, and I was just like I guess so. I guess that's what I'm going to do.
I've seen the ad, and it's like they're walking on basically ice or like really slick stuff, just like they have perfect grip, and like they're slamming on nails and stuff. And it's like, if you spend any amount of time, if you're like doing home projects and stuff, like you were kind of a handsy guy.
Yeah.
I can see
a handsy guy. That's a different.
Not a handsy guy.
A handy guy.
A handy guy.
Yeah.
A handsy guy. There's different products for that. If you're a handy guy who, you're in your garage a lot, you're putting stuff together, and you're like, I've stepped on a nail before. I would love it to just never have to worry about that. I could see how these would be.
The all black ones that you sent me are considerably better.
Yeah, I went and looked around for ones that weren't as ugly as one Bert linked, and there are some like these black ones that like look. These ones here.
Oh yeah.
I like your explanation connects with me of like home improvement dude.
That to me is like that, or you literally work in construction. You buy your Dickies and you buy a pair of these.
Yeah.
And like you take your job that seriously. But my guess is this is for Chip Gaines. Is who these shoes are for.
I could see myself buying these for my dad. It's actually a great Father's Day present.
Yeah.
Bookmark that, which is like kind of coming up, right?
Father's Day episode.
When is Father's Day?
June.
I mean, Mother's Day is May.
Mother's Day is May.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you have a dad, I think these are great.
Yeah.
Or if you're Bert,
or
who's a software engineer.
I was actually thinking about maybe that's why I bought it, because I was like my engineering mind, I'm like, oh yeah, look at how many, like I can wear normal shoes, but then if like I get ran over, like someone runs over my foot, it won't hurt.
It's like cargo pants. You start listing down all the pros.
Exactly.
You're like, wait a minute, I can hold all this stuff. There's no downside.
I got a pocket for my keys. I got a pocket for my wallet. I got a pocket for my knives.
Exactly.
Love it.
So having owned a pair of these, I do have a few complaints. I don't know if we want to surface those now, though.
I think now's the time to air your grievances before we move
they're
on.
horrifically uncomfortable.
Wait a minute.
Half of my foot would go numb.
The Kevlar
when I would
shoes.
wear them for more than 10 minutes. So, and the steel part, like it's what has a steel toe, right? It only goes up to, I don't know, like about like 2 inches your length of your toe, and then after that, it's like mesh. It's like if anything gets ran over or whatever past that steel part, your foot's like done.
Oh, interesting.
Over.
It's not all the way up to the laces.
So don't test it, basically. Don't
shoot your foot.
Yeah.
I would recommend just normal steel-toed shoes if you are concerned for that. And yeah.
Huh. I think these are, like, as far as aesthetic goes, these are probably the best looking shoes you can buy
that are like in this class.
Yeah. Let's move on. KinEuphorics.com. KIN euphorics, like that wonderful feeling you get when something good happens. KinEuphorics.com. I get this ad nearly constantly on Instagram, and what it is essentially like
you wear your time shoes and you go back in time to the 70s.
Kin Euphorics. And essentially it's like a replacement for liquor. Like,
is kin I don't drink alcohol, so I don't really know. Is kin a play on gin? Like, is this what a gin bottle looks like?
It looks like a perfume bottle.
Yeah, it does not really look like gin.
Look like liquor.
It kind of looks like an old timey medicine, like that you would see at like a medicine store. Like,
I would say definitively, gin looks nothing like this. But essentially, like, it's Dream Light. Make sleep a celebration. Dream Light is an earthy, smoky, smoothly spiced euphoric. Sip to close to the night and drift to your deepest dreams. Put the soul back in social. High Road is an herbaceous euphoric.
So this is
floral finish.
This is not alcohol, or is this alcohol?
It is not alcohol, but it's the way that it's billed to me on Instagram is like, if you want to drink less alcohol, you could replace it with kin. Reactions.
This is strange.
The website is really interesting, right?
It is.
Isn't the website interesting?
I love the website. Like, I think from a branding perspective, I think it's gorgeous. And I don't even know what this does, but I'm like,
I am intrigued.
do I need this? I feel like I kind of need this, even though this is definitely not targeted towards me. Although I guess as somebody who doesn't drink,
it could be.
maybe it's like, hey, you want to drink?
It's a middle ground.
Yeah, it's like O'Doul's, but maybe like a sexy O'Doul's.
Yeah. They're like extremely sexy O'Doul's, where O'Doul's is the least sexy thing ever created.
O'Doul's is like, I guess you could. This will
sit with your friends.
This will like kind of taste gross in the way that beer kind of tastes gross. You want to drink that?
And what I'm curious about is like, does this taste gross in the way that liquor tastes gross?
This has to taste good.
You think? I don't think. I think if it's to be real, if it's actually supposed to mimic drinking alcohol, it kind of should taste kind of bad.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm really curious about.
Well, and it looks like the people who are consuming it are consuming
they're
large
like,
portions.
They're like
it's
in
not
clubs,
like shots, right?
Exactly.
Where hard liquor, you don't consume large portions of.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's like several different things here too. There's like the Dream Light, which is like a nightcap. So maybe it got some
like there's two kind of modes.
Calming element, and then High Road, which is like
get crazy.
Sit for a new take on nightlife.
So, Scott, if I buy this, you'll try it on the podcast, right?
Absolutely.
Done.
Are you eating High Road?
High Road.
Sweet.
Right? Because
I'm in.
We're here to party.
It's $39.
Yeah, which like to compare it to real liquor for the thieves that don't know, like for $40 you can buy either a extremely large portion of cheap liquor or a fairly good portion of expensive liquor for $40, right?
Like it's like Sky Vodka. Is that where does that lay? Is that good liquor?
It's like decent. Yeah, it's in the middle.
It's like you could have maybe impressed a girl with Sky Vodka.
There was a time where I was living in Seattle and all my friends were like in post-frat stage, but they obviously were drinking a lot. And I had moved back home for a little bit and I was like the designated driver.
Yeah.
And so I was just in that world for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was a strange time for me. Actually, one of my claim to fames, not a big one, but one of the girls who like hung out with our group of friends, she was dating Golden Tate, who was at the time a wide receiver for the Seahawks. Now
I'm glad Bert's here to react to that.
Now on the Lions.
Cool.
But he was like, I drove him around for a little bit, and
really.
That's a little bit more than a small claim to fame.
That's kind of cool, right?
That's like a 6 out of 10 claim to fame.
Yeah. I mean, he's like a.
So you're saying you were his DD?
I was his DD, and we talked about Call of Duty. He made fun of his girlfriend. We laughed about it. Like,
yeah, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I don't think he would like remember me. He's probably
listening to the podcast.
He's probably Golden Tate,
dude.
Golden Tate, if you're listening,
tweet about us. Tweet about us because you owe Scott like at least $100 worth of Ubers at this point.
And maybe
Anyway, call in if you want to be on the podcast. Send us an email, idea@coastallcity.com.
Coming back to Ken, I just wanted to read this. This is from the website. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration.
Not FDA
products.
The most shocking thing that I've ever read.
It's kind of a weird category.
Yeah,
I get a lot of ads for alcohol replacements.
Interesting.
It's like kind of a growing thing, I think, which is like, there's like these bars in New York now and stuff that like serve non-alcoholic.
Like a dry bar?
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like the social aspect of a bar, but without the alcohol, which could probably do well here.
Here's the thing. Probably could.
In like Provo.
I'm in favor, like, again, going back to my time there, we went to bars all the time. Yeah. And I would always sit back and be like, this is the worst way to meet women. Like, this is just not, like, you have it, like the odds of like you and this other person like talking and both being like sober enough that like you get it and then like going back together is just so slim. It's mostly people just like buying drinks and like, being funny and like, oh, let's check out another one.
Totally.
Like, it's more of just an excuse to like do something. But like it's a dry bar where you're like, hey, like I could actually go like talk to somebody and like everyone's kind of in on it. And like that to me makes way more sense from like a meeting people. And
my reaction is like, how would you ever meet women at a dry bar? Because it's like everybody's sober.
It's like, I don't want to talk to them.
That's what I was going to say is, I mean, if you're too drunk, you can't like actually have a real conversation, but there's a little edge.
But it gives you a little bravery.
But I think if everyone's in on it, because that's the thing.
No, I know.
You're not like a state fair where you're like just going to go walk up or like at a restaurant or something.
State fair.
Just some awkward random place.
A state fair.
A state fair. Whatever.
State fairs, good idea, bad idea.
Good idea.
Good idea.
Well, if you listen to State Conference,
Oh, that's right.
there's a spin on State Fairs.
Give State Conference a listen.
Anyway, my thing is, I think you buy into this, like, everyone gets it. It's like speed dating. You're like in on it. Anyway, kin. Interesting idea.
Works. I bought a bottle. I think it'll probably get here by the next podcast, and Scott and I will have a drink of kin.
A nightcap.
Is that 2 purchases?
That's a twofer.
That's a twofer. So for a grand total, like $200, which shows like I haven't been to Target in literally 2 months. I haven't been to the mall.
The
in 2
water
months.
bottle, Andre's water bottle shelf is just
It's
getting dusty.
And I have to throw them away because the mold is constantly forming on all of them.
Now, thieves, before we get into it, I want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by Pocket Pro.
Pocket Pro Gear.
PocketProGear.com. They make minimalist wallets. They make minimalist keychains.
All that everyday carry swag.
All that everyday carry swag. And they're not like cheapo, kind of lame,
It's the real deal.
It's the real deal. They're made of anodized aluminum, so they're lightweight, but they're really sturdy. And they hooked us up with some, actually. They sent us, I have a nice sage green one. Andre has a nice little rose gold one.
Yeah.
And they're awesome. They are sponsoring the show. If you go to pocketprogear.com and use the code StealThisIdea, all lowercase, all one word, you get 15% off your purchase. And they would say, start improving what you carry every day. That's kind of their little tagline. Again, Steal This Idea, all lowercase, all one word. We'll include a link in the description below, of course. But check them out.
Pro Gear.
On to the idea.
Anyway, let's move on to
The big idea. Which is actually an idea gauntlet.
That's right.
Agreed.
So for the thieves that don't know, how this works is that typically an idea gauntlet, one of us will present 3 ideas, and then normally Romeo Butters has wired over some money to us. Romeo Butters, he's our eccentric philanthropist who funds the show. He's got millions, sometimes billions, depending on the market.
Right now,
he was big into oil, so
he's feeling bad.
he's feeling, he needs a good idea. Yeah. So he's wired me and Andre both $500K. So we've got $1 million total that we are going to invest in one or many of these ideas that Bert has brought. And so Bert, please pitch us these ideas and we will divvy up our money accordingly.
Excellent. And I think these ideas are especially going to sit well with Romeo just simply because of his name.
Perfect.
So I have a unique experience. I think it's unique of being one of the first early adopters of Tinder back when it came out, getting married, getting divorced, and then being back on Tinder after like 6 years. Yeah. So I feel like I traveled in time.
You saw early Tinder and current state Tinder.
Right. Yeah. So a lot of this is coming from my experience re-entering the dating field.
Yeah. Back when Tinder was like kind of innocent and kind of like well-intentioned. And then as far as I understand, Tinder these days is like not as, it's a little more hookup-y.
Yeah, it's a cesspool of pain and sadness for sure.
Yeah. And I will say, have we ever had a single guest on the podcast? Like,
a person.
Somebody that isn't in a committed relationship?
I mean, we don't know about Jeff. I get the sense he's married.
I get the sense as well.
Chipper, Eve is single.
Oh, that's right.
I think she might have been dating somebody at the time, but I know she's single now.
Yeah. Interesting. Bert.
Hi, Eve. Okay, so the reason why I want to combine the gauntlet and the big idea is because I think there's some potential of all 3 being
great.
Love it.
Right. Right for a gauntlet.
But they also can be separate, in my opinion.
Got it.
Okay, so the first one, I'm going to call it pair. All right. I originally had this idea as a married man, which I know sounds like
a
little yikes there.
Ideas strike us at any time in our lives.
And it came because
it's the burden of being an idea thief.
Exactly. You know? That's right. Yeah. It came because I would want to vicariously swipe for my friends, right? I would have single friends and I'd be like, here's the thing.
Oh yeah. We've all done this.
All wrong.
Where it's like, oh yeah.
There was a time where I was like, give me your Tinder. I will put the pictures that you need to put up because you have no idea. I will help write your bio and then I'll give it back. And maybe do a couple swipes to get you on the right foot.
Right. Yeah. So it's kind of just a fun experience, right? To
sure.
kind of swipe through. And especially if you're in a committed relationship, you're not really, there's not a lot of skin in the game, right? The idea is that instead of swiping for yourself, the entire app is you swipe for other people. And so 2 pictures pop up, boy, girl, boy, whoever, whatever you're swiping on. and you pair them together. And if you think they look good together, you just kind of like say, yeah, I think they would be a good match. And then after a few swipes, the algorithm would say, hey, people think you guys look good together. Maybe you should chat.
So in this, am I pairing one at a time, or could I have like a couple single friends in mind, and I could like kind of drag like this person with him, this person with her, this like.
I
think you're anonymously evaluating each couple.
A little bit of that.
You don't know them.
It starts with, you can search for them.
So this is not people. When you first described it.
No, I could have it wrong too.
No, Andre's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was thinking it's like you are swiping on behalf of your like specifically your friends, but
right.
It sounds like just strangers. Like, oh, I think these people go together. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. There is actually something out there. It's called, I can't even remember. It is more of you like create profiles for your friends and stuff. I see a few barriers to entry there. Yeah. But if you just were getting on, you wanted to pair people together, and so you can create your own profile. That's the idea. Is generally, and I think the appeal is that one of the problems with dating apps is who's left out of the market. People in committed relationships.
True.
Right?
It's not fair for us.
It's not fair.
All we have is our companions and happiness.
You don't get the joy of it.
So that's idea number one. We're gonna circle back and like give our kind of thoughts. Yeah. Idea number two.
Okay, so idea number two, I call it real, because here's the thing: some people on dating apps, they need to get real, right? They are
get real. I want to actually bring that term back.
Get real.
Yeah.
Right.
Get real.
That does seem like an Andre joke.
Right.
I would love it if you steal that idea.
Definitely stealing that idea. Anyway, real.
So some people they're a little high on themselves, right? They think a little bit too much about their level of attractiveness or whatever it is, and so they only swipe on 10s or 9s or whatever, and you're like, okay, you're like a solid 6 at best, pal. Like maybe you need to get real. So the idea is that it would use AI and machine learning to essentially create an attractiveness profile for you.
Oh man!
And then only pair you with the people that
in your group.
In your group, right?
Interesting. So you, in this scenario, I'm not swiping. I basically like I upload a bunch of pictures, and then I get put into like a pool of people that says like, this is the group. This is your league. This is your league. Feel free to chat with any of these people.
Something like that. I think the capabilities of machine learning and like AI, you could even grab data from Tinder and some of these other. And so like, because here's the thing is like on paper, I would say I'm like a solid 8, right? But in person, I might be more of a solid 7. And so like if there was a way to like couple that and then I could get real, and then I'd only be. And then one of the other frustrating things with dating apps is a lot of times you have to filter through people that you aren't interested in, and it's like, why is the dating app showing me people that I know that I would never want to?
Why does Tinder make me look at people that aren't hot? This is so stupid,
so dumb.
Or people who drive trucks or something like that. Like I just know I'm not going to want to date anybody like that. I just want to eliminate them from the pool.
Yeah.
Okay. Get real.
Simple, and I think you could even get it to the point where it would do all the swiping for you. You wouldn't even need to do it. It would just know. Just know.
Sure.
Okay. Idea number 3. This is, I think, maybe the
culmination.
The culmination. Thank you. Okay, so one of the barriers to entry in dating apps is getting from match to actual date, right? You can match with a lot of people, but then you got to think of something to say to them. Then you got to maintain a conversation, keep it interesting.
You got to get that conversation offline. Then
correct?
You got to get it, actually meet up.
Exactly. So the idea is that you could create I'm imagining something similar like when you send someone a contact. Like, here's my contact info, but instead of contact info, it would be a date where it would include a time, a location. It would include your contact information. It would request their contact information. If they accepted it, then they would give you the contact information, and they would basically be agreeing to go out with you at this point, at this time.
So it's almost like, what is that? What's that app where you can reserve, like you can reserve a table?
Open Table.
Yeah.
So it'd be like Open Table, but exclusively for like, not just restaurants, could be lots of things.
Right.
And so I would basically ping and say like, here's my reservation date. It's got all my information. And if you also ping this Open Table, we like that the date is in motion.
Yeah. And it would probably be an actual integration with Open Table and
or something like that.
Something like that.
A booking engine, whatever.
The part where this gets good, in my opinion, isn't this. It would be, so one of the troubles with it is when someone asks you on a date, like, who's asking me on this date? I don't know this person. What if they're built into this request was also some kind of like Yelp review on the individual that was requesting a date? So
Like a date Yelp. Like
Date
I've
Yelp.
been on dates with Bert. My date was a 4 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5.
Exactly.
Great. It was a great date, just not for me. 5 stars, but just not for me.
Exactly, right? And if you're first jumping into the dating scene, you could have family and friends vouch for you. Say, hey, this is a great guy.
Oh my gosh. My mom says I'm great.
Mom says I'm great.
She says my table manners are excellent.
Well, I do think that as long as you could make that clear of just like, don't just, if this person's not for you, don't just dump on them, but like the actual dating experience, like how was that?
Right.
And getting, I think, good feedback, I think is like probably healthy for some people to like, I got to get my numbers up, you know?
And that's where I think in my experience, a lot of women they just are like so sketched out by dudes. Like they're so sketched out.
Rightfully so. There's a lot of really horrible dudes out there.
There's a lot of creeps, right? And I think what could this also be is if you're a girl and you get some unsolicited content that you don't necessarily care to be,
maybe a picture of something.
Who knows why?
Right?
Who knows what it would be?
It's a 1 star.
You now have a place to report it, right?
Yeah.
And then other girls are going to see that. You can't take that off. That's going to be on your permanent record, so to speak. You know.
Does this one have a name?
I just call it date. Just
Date.
Date.
All right. 500K in the bank.
500K.
Just saw it. PayPal. Load it up.
So you got real, you got pair, and you got date.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I know where my money's going.
Me too. Are you all in on 1?
I'm split on 2.
You're split on 2. I'm all in on 1.
Well, I think I went first last time, so I think it's
Fine. I'm 500K and I'm pair. Here's why. 1, I'm pretty into the idea of matching my friends together, and here's what I picture the experience to be. First, so let's say it's like you go through your friends, then you go through your extended network, whatever the case might be. I like the idea of it being your single friends, where people like maybe they don't even know each other, but they're just like in your Facebook network or whatever. Yeah. You see your profile, the 2 profiles come up, it's like their picture and their like star sign and like their bio, you know, they're whatever, like a couple different things about them, enough to give you like information to
a couple. I think
judgment.
some apps will have little icons that's like kind of representative of their like personality, like into movies and hiking and this, and just like a couple
That's all I
icons that,
want.
like, get
Some
you a little
reminders that are
glimpse.
like, okay, how does this person think about dating?
He's an outdoorsy guy.
And then I swipe right, which means these 2 could be a match. I swipe left, which means no. And then it's like, if 2 people get enough people in favor of the match, then it's like the chat starts and it says like 10 of your friends think you 2 would be good
together.
Like that, like I think could be really powerful as like
it's like a group matchmaker.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And I think that's interesting and everybody could participate, which would be fine. Whatever. I think if not that, so that's like idea number 1 that I kind of see in pair. The other idea that I kind of see in pair is like, I'm pretty into the idea of like completely hands off Tinder dating, where it's like literally your friends are just making matches for you. And like they're setting up the dates.
You don't get to pick anything.
Yeah. It's like basically it's like blind dates, but like through the app.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you're swiping right on people, you're swiping left on people. You match 2 people that you are not, right? Like you're talking to their friends.
So in this scenario, Bert, you're gonna be the single person, and Abe is gonna be the single person.
Yeah.
And so I'm on here, and I'm looking for matches for Bert, and you're looking for matches for Abe.
Yeah.
And we match up,
match them
and then me and
together.
Andre have a conversation.
talking.
Are like, so like, what is Abe?
Yeah.
Does he have any indestructible shoes? And like, he loves indestructible shoes. What do you think about like facial tattoos? Do you like tattoos? Yeah, he's got a tattoo. You know, like
Totally.
And it's
then it's like set a date, and then it's a blind date. They meet at Chick-fil-A, whatever. Like kind of fun, right?
I think that would be way fun.
Could be really interesting.
Is this actually happening for me?
Yeah, I want you to date.
Excellent.
Date Abe.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, because I think what that allows you to do. Yeah, I think what we brought it earlier is like Tinder is a fun app. It is like that motion. Like people have replicated the swiping motion in a myriad of apps because that thing is like it's like very satisfying. And so this idea of like, yeah, and I've set people up. I've set up some people who've been married, and it's very rewarding that like I was responsible for this.
Yeah,
you know. And so I think where it gets hard is just I mean, like the date pool. Like I there's just work on my end, and at the end of the day, like I have to be invested.
Yeah,
as like a friend, and like not every friend is. So like I mean, those are the stuff you'd have to work through. Like how do you incentivize me, the friend, other than just like, I'll be a good friend. Because I was like, I don't really have to go in the app. I don't really want to go in the app unless I'm like bored.
Yeah. Maybe like the pool is small enough. You know what I mean? Because it's like Tinder, you can swipe basically endlessly.
Sure.
It's like maybe the pool is just small enough, just socially connected.
Where you like do it for like once.
Yeah. You do it once
or twice.
And then you maybe check back in a week or a month and there's more matches. But
maybe you get like an email.
Constant
yeah, that's not a bad idea. Is if you got like an email that was like, hey, there's 25 new matches for Bert. If you could take the time to evaluate them, so he can start getting back out there.
Yeah. Anyway, what's your split?
So initially, I balked on pair just because I understood it more to be not your friends.
Yeah, I think I kind of,
which is fine.
I kind of squirreled the idea. But anyway,
so I split it between real and date.
Oh, see, I think real is one of the worst ideas.
So I'm changing real though. That's the
caveat.
The caveat here is I'm changing it a little bit. So what I really like about the concept of real is this idea of like, I submit a profile just like you would on Match.com or Plenty of Fish or whatever these dating sites. But the difference is on those things, it's still elective in that it's like, I put these things and then like, I have a queue of people that I can like go in and like message or whatever.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is no, you don't even get that. Like we are that confident in this dating algorithm that like we give you a pool and you are going on a date with these people. And I'm like, that's like, and if you come away from the date, you're like, this one's not for me, but like, I can see why they would match me with this person, just not for me. And you keep going. So basically it's more like a blind date app. But the idea is like I upload my profile and it puts me in a pool with 50 people. And it's like, you're going to go on 50 dates until you walk away from this. We're that confident that one of these 50 people will be a match for you. That to me, I think is really interesting.
See, that's better than Bert's page, which was hot or not. And then we like put you in a league of people that are we think
no, but I think you're the concept of like, let the system be smart. Cause I think you can look at these dating websites and you can get a lot of qualitative data to be like, these are the types of things that are like pulling these people together, these data points, and we could build a model off that. Yeah. And if you just take away the choice of like, well, you get a pick. If I see a list of 50 girls, I'm just looking for the one that like I'm particularly interested in.
Yeah. The idea is to reduce the guesswork or the amount of filtration that you have to do manually.
Right. Yeah. What did Skylar say just about ice cream? When Baskin Robbins went from 12 to 31 flavors, people stopped picking vanilla. Yes. Because all of a sudden you have all these choices.
So people stop buying.
Whereas you say, hey, like, you don't have this, like, we're picking the choices for you. Yeah. Trust that you're not all these are going to be home runs, but like your pick will be zeroed in over time.
Yeah.
And I think that's really interesting. So $250K there, and then $250K in date.
Which I'm not married to the name, by the way.
Well, the name won't work, but the concept is good.
And I think there's the most connection there, which I really like the idea of I buy into a system because I agree. I remember being on Tinder and several of these. I was kind of early Tinder as well. And I remember there was this girl who got away, like vividly, and like
Joy.
I know she's gonna be like
over years.
Yeah, and it just at the time, it weirdly, like I weirdly remember it, but like we chatted, we really hit it off, and like anyway, there was a connection there, and then we moved it onto Facebook, and then we chatted for a little bit, and then like total darkness, just like, and I remember like checking back, like, hey, do you still like what's going on? And just like totally ghosted me or whatever. And everybody like super bummed out about it. And I thought, man, had only I had a way to just like get on a date.
Yeah.
I think I could have, won that situation. But I would have found out earlier, maybe she was dating somebody or whatever, who knows? But so bringing let's just go on a date and making that really, really easy to tie into all of these dating apps, I think is really interesting.
Yeah. For me, I like Date because it's not another app, right? It's literally
an integration.
It's an integration. You can message it anywhere. And then also from the girls' side, sometimes you have to ghost a lot of dudes.
Exactly.
And like I went out with this girl. She literally had like 7,000 likes on Tinder from dudes. Like imagine being the one who has to like go through and filter that. So if someone makes a date request and you say no, then instead of like having to come up with this personally curated message, it's just kind of, you know that there's nothing after that.
And like, I really love the idea of like, we have a conversation and as a really good segue, instead of like, hey, what's your phone number? Which is like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. I'd be like, hey, I think you're cool. If you want to go on a date, I'm ready to go on a date with you.
Slide the card across.
I slide the card across, and then when you're like, sure, we'll go on a date with this guy, and then we meet up at this place that the information is there, and then in person, if I want to give this guy my number or whatever, then you can cross that threshold. And if after the date, it's like, no, not hey, it's nice meeting you, like, totally. it gives you like an easy out.
I have an idea, and I want to pitch it really, really fast because I want to get to my workshop this idea.
Yep.
Before I get in trouble with the time police. Picture this. Bert.
My wife is the time police.
I know. There's a website called DateAI, right? It's $50 a month. You go in, you give them a ton of information. You link your Facebook, your Twitter, your calendar, whatever, right? You give them all the information you have, and then you answer like a 50-question quiz about yourself, and you essay questions, whatever. Mm. And they're like, we're going to send you on 10 dates a month for $50 a month. So pricey, right? Mm-hmm. Like clearly not cheap. Maybe even more. Maybe it's $75 a month.
Yeah, I think it would be more.
Yeah.
Because I think some of these are like $80.
Yeah, they're not.
I think Match.com is not cheap.
So let's say, I'll even say $100 a month, right? We're going to send you on 10 dates a month, no more ever. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take our AI and we're going to find 10 people that we think you could be really, really good with. And then we're going to like have our people, who knows how you afford to do it, but we're going to have people literally like book the date. They call the restaurant, table for two. They look at your calendar. They book it on your calendar. If you accept, then it's like you have to go. And if you don't go, it's like a $15 no-show fee. Right?
Yeah.
And then if you get no-showed on, you get $15. Right. Like there's like kind of a win-win, because it's like basically it's like you don't want to get no-showed on. I think that whole idea falls apart if it's just like you keep going on these dates and nobody ever shows up.
Unless maybe there's some sort of like, hey, I can't make it. Can we
totally.
like both parties like agree to like.
Well, that's where the rating system comes in too. Like if you're trying to go out with a girl and she has a 2-star because she keeps standing people up, then.
So anyway, so it's $100 a month. They send you on 10 dates, $15 no-show fee if you can't show up. They book it right on your calendar. All you have to do is go on the date. And they say, our AI is so good that we know you're going to find a match. Do you pay $100 a month?
If it integrated with previous like other dating apps and I didn't have to because one of the problems with that is like if it's they only can pick from people who exist within that system. That's the biggest barrier to entry with dating apps.
It would have to be that way, right? So I'm not saying this is...
That's
what I always say...
That's a tough problem to get past, for sure.
Is like... My example I always give is like, you kind of have to Elon Musk it, right? Sure. Be like so confident and pour so much money into getting people on it, right? So you can't be like, oh, this is a bad idea just because I don't think I could get the network effect. Like, assume that you could get the network effect. Then I think it's kind of a good idea.
I do think there are markets. I mean, because you got to think that that's how a lot of these roll out. Is they pick a market and it's like, hey, Plenty of Fish or name your dating app.
Yeah.
They don't start worldwide. They say Los Angeles and New York and places where you can get 100,000 people pretty quick. Yeah. And then you just kind of roll out from there. But yeah, it probably would have to be, which sucks because like Tinder and these places like are easily like the main staples.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of, because that's to me, dating apps are kind of cringy and there's stigmas with all of them. And it's like, did you met on that? Like, oh, okay. Whereas like something like the difference between Tinder and Bumble and Hinge and some of these other newer kind of sexier apps, I don't think have the same stigma as like an online dating app necessarily.
Yeah.
So sure. I think if you positioned it in the same way that you're talking about with like Elon Musk being like, this is not that, this is a different thing. Yeah. I think people might be
Picture this. The app is called Soulmate. You pay $50 one time. And like they are super viral marketing. They're like, take this 50-question quiz, connect your Facebook, connect your Twitter, so we can learn about you. Yeah. Right. And they're going to send you on one date, completely set up, right? Like you just show up to a restaurant at a time. You don't know who the other person is. And they're like, our AI has analyzed, because I actually don't think it would even be hard to get 1 million people that are like, oh, that's like kind of cool.
Yeah.
Maybe it's $50 like when you actually get matched or something like that. Whatever the case would be. Like kind of interesting, right?
One free date.
Well, maybe. I want to pay I want $50 for that first date.
Yeah.
I have thoughts about that, but I want to get to your workshop.
All right, let's end on your workshop.
Yes.
Hold on though.
Okay.
Actually, no, let's end on your workshop.
Whatever. Okay, so this idea has been like tooling around in my mind so hard. And I've had to do everything in my power not to pitch it to Scott early. It's like, I can't talk about it. I have to save it for the podcast. Do either of you ever have fantasies of serving jury duty on a high profile case?
Fantasies?
Like, are you ever like, oh, it will be, because I'm really
I
into
do
true
think it'd be
crime.
cool for sure.
Yeah.
Talking about like being Toby with the Scranton
Exactly.
Strangler.
Like literally exactly that.
Oh yeah.
What is it? I've been watching Schitt's Creek. Do you watch Schitt's Creek?
I don't. I know I should. I know. Everybody tells me that.
There's a lady in there who's like, all she wants to do is like be on like high profile case, and she finally gets it. But then like the lady in there with her, it like she has personal experience that she's like trying to be coy about. Yeah. And then like as she's like getting tossed out, she's like, "All right, well, it's up to you, my friend, to do this." She's like, "I don't know her. No. I was so close." Anyway.
So yes or no, you don't ever.
Sure. Yeah.
See, well, I regularly fantasize.
I don't. I mean, I think you watch a little more true crime than me.
I think I
don't
do.
regularly fantasize, but I do think it would be fun to be like, you are going to be on the jury for O.J. Simpson. That would be cool, of course.
Obviously. So I think I am in the true crime community, and I think a lot of people are like, I just want to get jury duty. I just want to get a murder case. I would just want to see like what this is really all about. So I've been tooling around with this idea of like Twitch plays Pokemon. You're familiar with Twitch plays Pokemon.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Picture this. So my original ideation of the idea was like a Twitch plays Pokemon, because in a lot of courtrooms in America, the entire trial process, start to finish, is filmed, right? For justice reasons, right?
Right.
So there's like random murder cases, random, very arson cases, whatever, that you can go online and you can watch the trial like from start to finish, like as if you were in the jury, right? Exactly as the jury sees it. So I was like, oh, wouldn't it be interesting if there was like a Twitch plays Pokemon and it's like just a trial of some person, and it's like people are like voting guilty or not guilty in the chat, and it's like you see a bar that's like people in guilty, people in not guilty based on what they're seeing on the screen. And I was like, well, that's kind of a good idea. It's kind of a horrible idea because people are just going to Google the case and ruin it, right? They're going to like chat in and be like, he kills her in the end. We know she did it. He was convicted as guilty or whatever.
Well, I mean, there's a way around that if you just make it so you can only chat guilty or not guilty and not chat.
Yeah, no, there's things around it, but
Sure.
I ultimately landed on a different place. So you're right. I just feel like it could be abused and maybe not that interesting, and like people would spam it, whatever, right? So I was like, well, like what if there was like a subreddit or something around this? And it's like we get a case together and we basically get 12 people, the number of people in a jury, to agree and say like, I'm not going to look up any details about the case, and I'm going to sit on Twitch for 2 hours and like watch 2 hours of this case, and I'm going to deliberate, right, in a jury setting. And then Twitch is basically watching like people are saying like, oh, I'm leaning guilty or not guilty as the case goes on. And like they're kind of like invested. They're like, juror number 8 is like not guilty. Oh my God, that's so ridiculous. Like he's clearly guilty, blah, blah, blah. You're watching the case concludes, there's a verdict. You see if the verdict was the same as the actual case in real life or it wasn't the same. Is this interesting to anybody but me?
Bert?
So where you were first going with it, I thought that you were going to like somehow get with like the judicial system and like
1,000 people think
allow
this guy's guilty.
people, yeah, like something
No,
like that.
I think that would require like a constitutional amendment.
Big idea though. That would be a big
exactly.
idea. Constitutional
Very big
amendment.
idea, yeah.
As far as like the Twitch stream goes, for me, I would get too bored, but mostly because actual court is really boring.
I know. I've thought about that too, but also like Twitch plays Pokemon was often very boring for like long stretches of time. It was like literally nothing was happening. You're running into a ledge and things like that. I think that if there are true crime junkies out there that are like, being on that jury would be so freaking baller, and like watching people deliberate would be like so interesting, and just like watching.
How many cases, if you were to estimate, like say like one full court case, like how many of these exist?
Like 1 million.
Enough that you'd never run out.
Ever. You couldn't possibly run out, and you could cherry like as the governance council of such a thing. You could pick really interesting cases.
Yeah.
Right. You would stay away from the random acts of violence, and you would lead towards cases that you hadn't heard of, right? Because it's like if you do OJ, people are going to be like, wait, I know that guy. Cases that are interesting that happened in places that just didn't get a ton of media coverage.
So this is my take on this idea that I think would be interesting. So it's gamified, right? You take a courtroom case and you you spend a lot of time shortening them so they're just the raw essentials.
Yeah, and I've thought about that too, which is like cut out all the dead time. For one, I think that the technology around like, okay, how do we take a court case and like bleep all the names? I really think that like people that really love true crime are gonna be like honest. They're gonna be like, I want to proceed.
I want to do
it. I want to be like I was on the jury. And then two, it's like if you've ever played a game of like Secret Hitler, where it's like one of those games where you have to like convince people. What you do is if you're running these games is you pick those cases that are close, right? Where it was like a long jury deliberation and you know they were arguing in a room for hours about the decision. Pick those ones and then get those people that like are going to go crazy and like try to convince everyone. And,
it's why Serial was so good. Everybody was obsessed with Serial because it's like
side.
Every other episode you're like, no, he did it. No, maybe he didn't do it.
Yeah.
No, he for sure.
So picture like a Zoom call where you're like talking to the other 11 jurors or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like voting and like trying to come to consensus and like
that would be cool.
That just sounds
that
really
would be cool. I like the idea of a Zoom call with a fake jury with a real case, and you got to pick it. And if you get it, you get something.
Totally.
I think that's where the idea really succeeds is 12 people who sign up and then you stream it and then viewers can also like watch their deliberation and things like that and chat in and things like something like that.
Something like that.
A little of both.
I'm into it. Gonna play around with the idea more because nobody else will make this.
It'd be really like the overhead on that would be really easy.
I think so too, especially because the videos are all out there and they're all public domain.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah. It's more just a time thing.
Yeah.
Thieves, we've had a excellent episode, Bert.
I just want to say, Thieves, thanks for listening.
How does that feel?
So good.
So good.
I could get used to that.
Yeah. And we want to remind the thieves out there, this episode is brought to you by Pocket Pro, who is the sponsor of this episode, the last several and probably the next several. PocketProGear.com. They have minimalist wallets and keychains. You know, they are nice. They're not kind of like cheapo stuff. They're made of anodized aluminum, me and Andre. Space grade.
I got you, Chipper.
Me and Andre have some. We love ours.
Yeah,
and we'd recommend them to basically anyone. If you use the code Steal This Idea, all lowercase, all one word, at PocketProGear.com, 15% off for the thieves. So that's a gift for you. Check them out. They're in the description below, of course. Any shout outs for either of you while we're here?
If my ex-wife is listening, I love you. Please take me back.
Don't make me make a dating app, please. Shout out to Abe or Sue Griffiths.
Yeah. My boyfriend's mother.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom who loves the podcast. And like
she often responds on Twitter to things, and I love that.
Sue. Love you, Sue.
I know I'm forgetting people that I should be shouting out right now, but Thieves, we appreciate you there.
We do, of course.
Yeah. Go stealthisidea.com. All the socials there. If you like the show, there's a link to our Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's just a way you can chip into creators like us. You can chip in $1 a month or a couple bucks a month. For the cost of lunch, you can like keep the lights on. It encourages us to like buy more products and, to give more reviews, and it feels really good. Other than that, Thieves, I think it's going to do it.
That'll do it.
We love you. We appreciate you. We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Use Scipio, the #1 engagement tool for sales teams that want more responses, appointments, and conversations. Message your leads and customers where they are on their phone. I'm not talking about phone calls. We're talking about true one-to-one texting. Use the code STEAL at Scipio.com for 2 free licenses. Use the code STEAL at Scipio.com for 2 free licenses. See you later, thieves.